Sarah saves the day.
Put that on a white piece of paper.
It is.
I got him again. Just coming in.
Thank you,
You're
ma'am.
welcome.
All right.
We need to let a few more people in.
Yep.
I know, right?
I really didn't have to look at
Right there with you.
You know,
Signing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Trying to look. We got Shonda. All right.
Whoa, sorry. It's like you did a concert.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a surprise coming up, is that right?
It's me. It's me. I'm trying to turn it on.
Gotta let Shonda in.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's just pull that down. and then
Your screen sharing.
Next.
Huh?
Next slide. Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We have, no, go back, yeah, there we go. Okay, so we always, for those of you that are new, Casey, I think everybody else has been here before. We always start the meeting off with tell me something good. So I know we have a room full of people that have something and Zoom that needs to tell us something good. Who's starting?
Okay.
Okay, Patricia.
I had $1 million weekend.
Woo! There, Patricia's probably really close to capping.
Yeah, and with everything I have that's coming, I'll cap soon.
Yay, that's so exciting.
Nichols fighting.
That's so awesome. Yay. All right, Jennifer.
So Mr. Alston, who is a brand new agent, got his very first listing all on his own. That was, how much was it?
$545.
First
Ooh,
listing.
that's awesome. And it's over today? Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Anybody else in the ring?
Have a closing today.
Yay, Randall. Got your final walkthrough done? Yeah. Juliet?
A friend of mine joined Keller Williams last
Yeah.
year.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she joined this month.
Was it February?
It was February. It was the beginning of February.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. Really excited. She's not on, is she?
No.
You're a good friend, Juliet.
Thank you, Karen.
All right. Anybody else have anything good to share? Is this your first meeting in person, Karen?
Yes, in person.
So y'all, this is Kayla. She's been joining us via Zoom, and this is her first in-person team meeting. Oh, is it yours too? All right. So we have two new, and we have one brand new agent. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Casey, and I literally just got my license on Friday.
But she's the newest, so yeah. All right.
You ready for this?
Yep.
I don't know why I said.
Oh, wait, no, I'm not. So next up is Capital Title. We're so excited to have Tiffany back here in person with us. And
Way
I
to go, Tiffany. Way to go.
I was just thinking, I think Mr. B is on. Are you there? Yep. We're
Who
gonna
are
let
you?
we're gonna let you take it away. And if you want to touch on anything that we've had to talk about this week or whatever, feel free to.
All right. Well, we always try to avoid names to protect the innocent, of course. But one of the things that has been coming up, and hopefully it doesn't happen to you, but if it does, you have a listing and it is sold and everybody's happy, except you get a buyer who decides that they start telling folks, their realtor, that they're not going to buy the house. And it starts getting real questionable about, are they going to buy this house or are they not? The really dicey part comes about if you got a house that is harder to sell, maybe a higher price property or a property that's not as saleable, and you really want to hang on to this one, then it's more of basically a letter saying, we have a buyer that's ready, willing, and able to be able to buy this property, and that meets the contract. Therefore, if you do not close, you're breaching the contract, we're going to sue you for damages and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of a dynamite letter that goes out to try to force them to go forward. The other side of it is that you've got somebody that is definitely made up their mind they're not going to buy this house. The question, and let's pretend that it's a house that will readily sell again. It's in that right price range and it's in the right location, that we may have even had multiple offers on it. It's really a waste of time to talk about going to court to sue somebody to force them to buy the house. So what do? They're saying they're not going to buy the house. You request, okay, get us a mutual release and we'll see what the sellers have to say. And they won't produce the mutual release. Okay. So now we're sitting here, buyer says he's not going to buy it. We're convinced they are not going to buy this property. Dynamite letter, no matter what, they're not going to buy this property. And we're sitting here saying, well, we're trapped because they won't sign a mutual release. Well, not necessarily. There's a principle of law that's called anticipatory breach. If we have this situation I just outlined, contract, and a buyer says, I am not going to buy that property. I'm not going to buy it. Now we want to get this in writing. It can be through the realtor. The realtor says they're not going to buy this property and we get them to put that in writing to us. Then that's an anticipatory breach. And we can go ahead and list the property for sale. Now, this is a situation you'd always want to talk with Lisa about, and possibly us, to make sure we've got all of our ducks in a row, because we don't want to wind up getting a new contract. And then that purchaser we had to begin with that said they weren't going to buy the property, all of a sudden says, oh, on second thought, I'm going to buy the property. But many times we have this issue that the seller, you may even have somebody in the wings that wants to buy this property, but that seller wants to know, when can I get my property back on the market? And we have many times realtors telling folks, you can't do anything. We can't do anything until we get that mutual release. Well, that's not exactly accurate. If we've got the anticipatory breach, we cover our butt, we've got it in writing, we can go ahead and list that property and accept a contract with a new purchaser and keep things moving along. Lisa, did that sound like it made sense?
Sounded like it made sense to me. Did it make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
LJ, Lisa Johnson has a question.
Because I had this very issue come up last week. Tell me again, who needs to sign off on the written anticipatory release?
All right. You know, the perfect one is that the buyer in writing says, maybe an email to their realtor or whatever, I'm not going to buy that property, and we get a copy of that. I like that one best. Second is that the realtor, let's do this one. The other realtor has called you or sent you a text or something, says they're not going to buy this property. I want to try to get an email where we go back to them and say, now you have told me that your buyer is refusing to go forward with this contract and is not going to buy that property. I want to confirm that is correct. And get an email back from that agent that says, my buyer is not going to buy this property. I mean, you know, I need something in writing. It's either from the agent or from the buyers. If they'll sign a mutual release, we want to get that. But we run into this situation where they're saying this and they're sending messages, I'm not going to buy this property, but they're refusing to sign a mutual release. And sometimes people think they're trapped. They can't do anything until they get that mutual release. You would always run this by, like I said, Lisa, and sometimes Lisa wants me to look at this stuff with her to make sure we've got our butt covered so we can go ahead and enter into a contract to sell it to the third party. The law is that we are supposed to mitigate the damages when somebody's breaching a contract. And instead of sitting back and not selling the property to somebody else and turning around and suing the people, it is a mitigation of damages if you go ahead and enter into a contract to sell it to a third party. So there's a correct way to do this and not be trapped with somebody that's sitting there saying, I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to buy it. And you're waiting either for the contract date to come or a mutual release. We can find a way to move on. Okay?
Okay. And then Jennifer had a question about the earnest money.
In the meantime, if you move forward with.
In the meantime, it sits there unless it's mutually agreed upon in writing.
So when I almost tell my client, like, we're moving on, if they're not gonna sign a mutual release, we're gonna go this way, they're probably not gonna get it, we're just moving on.
That's correct, unless the mutual release is signed, no one's getting it. And Mr. B, will you also talk, since we're just on the subject, you know, with delays happening still because of COVID sometimes and things like that, if the buyer's still wanting to move forward, but we keep, you know, there's a delay for whatever reason, we just can't take another backup offer, right, if the buyer's wanting to move forward, because unless it's written, time is of the essence. Can you talk about that too again real quick?
Sure. Now, unless there's a rule at the Board of Realtors, and I'm not familiar, so Lisa, help me with this one. You can take a backup contract that is, with it explained in there, this contract is contingent upon that existing contract being terminated. You could always take a backup contract, okay? Unless, Lisa, you know something in the board rules that says we can't. Legally, as long as we put in that contract that new purchaser understands that there is an existing contract and that this contract is contingent upon termination of the other contract before the seller can perform, okay?
Right, yes.
Does that make sense?
It does. And
Okay.
just so everyone knows, even if closing does not happen on the date of the contract, unless it's written in the contract, time is of the essence, you're still in a binding contract, with or without the addendum extension for a reasonable amount of time.
You are exactly correct. And this is a real big misunderstanding.
Exactly.
You know, our contracts do not have time is of the essence on purpose. Because when a contract has that phrase in there, this contract terms are subject to time is of the essence or time is of the essence as it pertains to this contract. That means that everybody agrees the times are the times are the times. And if we get to February 9th and it doesn't close and it's got time is of the essence in there, either party, seller or buyer, could say, I want out of this contract and get out of it. Okay, so that's the reason it's not in there. So if it's not in there, what does happen? What happens legally is that contract date for the closing on or before the 9th of February or whatever it is merely a target date. That's all it is. And people don't understand this, especially sellers. Well, they didn't close yesterday. We want to terminate the contract. No. They've got a reasonable time after that date that's stated on that contract to be able to close. Now, the next question is, what's a reasonable time? Now, this is not anything that there's a law that says what a reasonable time is. This would be subject to court interpretation. I have an opinion what courts would do in our community. My belief is that a court would find that up to a 30-day delay would be reasonable, okay? Either the mortgage company or whatever is COVID or whatever, that up to 30 days, they could find that reasonable. My opinion is at 60 days in this community, a delay would be unreasonable. Now, when does it change? After the 30 days? I'm not really sure. I guess we would probably try to say normally 31 days, that's unreasonable. And the problem is, it would be determined by a court. So what we always try to do is calm our sellers down, who are the ones that are usually jumping up and down, and prepare them. Listen, if you go to court, this is what we anticipate a court would do, but the closing date on that contract is a target. It doesn't give anybody the right to terminate the contract on the 10th of February if we didn't close on the 9th. Lenders will have us do these addendum to extend the closing date to the date of closing. It closes on the 13th or 14th. We do it for them, but legally it's not necessary. So the big deal is, when we have a situation that doesn't close on time and is extended, that's when we will look at time is of the essence. So let's do this scenario. It was supposed to close on February 1st. Here we are, February 7th. It still hasn't closed. Whatever the issue is, it's still outstanding. Sellers getting really upset, giving you a super hard time. That's when I suggest now's the time for us to use time is of the essence. We check with the buyer, buyer's realtor, mortgage company, whoever it is, whatever the problem is, and we get them to commit. This problem will be resolved by the 15th of the month. Another 8 days, we guarantee we'll have this resolved. We say, great. We're going to put in here that this is extended until the 15th. Time is of the essence, which would then give our seller the right to terminate that contract if we get to the 15th and it's still up in the air, going all over the place, and the seller does not want to go any farther with these people. Does that make sense? Made perfectly good sense to me because I'm the one that said it. But Lisa, did that come across?
Yes, I just want everyone to understand that.
Now, this is another thing. My suggestion to you is this is another time we talk it over and we're careful with our time is of the essence. We make sure that our seller understands that if we put that in there, they have the right to terminate the 15th, but the purchaser also, if they can't make it by the 15th, they have the right to terminate it. So it's a good tool to use in the right circumstance, but we want to be careful. Okay. I don't think you should ever just go use it without talking to Lisa or our office, just to make sure we looked at the ramifications.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you so much. We're gonna
Right.
let.
Is Tiffany Sinclair live and in person there?
She is live and in
You
person.
gotta get up and come
And she, I think she has a little announcement she's gonna make to everybody. She's gonna.
I would like for her to do that.
Yeah.
Hi, Tiffany.
Yes, again.
I'm never gonna Zoom again.
Never.
Never. I am just here to
see everyone's smiling faces and it's exciting to see in person. And you guys are rocking it. Like, oh my God, I'm tired. I know you guys are tired. But the contracts just keep coming in. It's insane. So I know y'all are out there kicking butt. Congratulations.
Thank you. And Tiffany, you're gonna be seeing us again
I
more
am.
often, right?
I will be coming out here more often, and so I'll be here with my computer, everything. If you guys need me, I'll just kind of be floating around, and I have to come say hey, and you guys will kick me out. I'll wear a mask, I promise.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. B.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you guys for working with us. And I hope you understand when we talk about these things, we're trying to give you tools and trying to tell you how we can try to help you get transactions completed one way or the other. So thank you again for working with us. Have a great day and keep selling them.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we're to have a sponsor today. For those of you that didn't hear, the sponsor's not here because the person, not mentioning any names, has COVID. So anyways, we're gonna move on and wish all of these agents happy birthday.
And when that were on the slide last month because we messed it up. So
Awesome. And then our anniversary. Happy anniversary to all of these agents. Sarah Reagan, Jill. Who else is on?
Lisa, you're on there.
Yeah.
Sandra's out there.
All right.
How long for you, Lisa?
6 years.
All right, yay.
All right. And congratulations are in order for these top team and agents for last month. Clap again. 2 months in, yeah, and he's not on to see the celebration. Neither should. And our top growth partner for last month was Kara Cunningham. Yeah, we've seen her name joining the growth partners. Next team meeting. All right. So want to talk to you guys about numbers. This is what it looks like for Keller Williams International as a whole, as a company, how the market's performing.
Sorry. No.
I've gone the wrong way. I don't know.
Hello, Keller Williams. It's Marlise, your February HQ correspondent, here to walk you through some.
How do I make sure?
Chandra, I think next round.
No, I don't know how, it won't go back.
We're gonna let you be off.
There.
Just trying to make sure we're still.
Look, I don't think I can do any better, just saying. So closed units as a whole for our company, we're up 17% year to date. And this, with January, of course, month over month and year to date is going to be the same numbers. Closed volume at 33%. Listings taken down 9%. Listings taking volume down just a little bit. So really, even though we're down 9%, we know that our, the average sales price is going up. So that's why there's not as much there. Listings sold at 18%. Listings sold volume at 36, really. Contracts written at 10. Contracts written volume at 25. And yeah, gross commission income up 31%.
Oh, look at you can do it.
So this is, I did that.
You just did it.
So that's right.
This is the region.
So this is the region's number. So you can see they're down, listings taken up, closed units, closed volume, et cetera, GCI. And then here is where we stand as a market center for the month of January.
Touch it on the right.
Woohoo! So year to date, closed units were up almost 31%. Closed volume of 80%. Listings taken, we're down almost 27%. That is the first time that we have been down and not outperformed the region or international. So I know that the market's struggling and then with listings. So we're gonna be working on with our ALC and other people, strategies around taking more listings, doing some trainings and things around that. Listing sold volume at 4%, listing sold at 4%, listing sold volume up 60%. Contracts written were up 5%, contracts written volume is up 50%, and y'all's GCI, gross commission income, which is very important to all of you, right, is up those 72%.
You touched that on me.
So, is there any questions around that? At the end, I just wanted to kind of talk about.
Hello, Keller Williams.
That was last month, right?
Sometimes, but that was the last one. So, just to kind of talk about listings and then really, so our contracts written are up, so we're doing good with buyers, but I know that we still all have a lot of buyers that you feel sorry for these days, right?
Yeah,
Because no matter how many offers and what you're doing, and just kind of talking what those numbers are looking like as far as,
I was just trying to get the pictures of the people back up and I can't get it off the bottom.
okay, well, going back to last chance to, oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to get these people, there we go. There.
Okay, last chance to register for family reunion. And we told you guys that we were gonna have some fun stuff in store. So Monday, they kind of have the opening party, and then there's gonna be Agent Feud, kind of like Family Feud that I was watching all last night. Agent Feud, and it will be a lot of fun, and we're gonna air that here in the Market Center with some refreshments. Tuesday, it's going to be a great day, and we are going to be doing it with sponsors at the Trash Panda Stadium. So we are going to be doing a watch party at the Trash Panda Stadium. The Huntsville office is going to be joining us this time. So I really need for you guys to RSVP. So we have a number. It'll go till 5, but you do have to have a family reunion ticket. And so if you don't have one, if y'all don't have one, I encourage all of you to do this. This is going to be, to me, an epic event. And Jill, we have a few bulk price discounted tickets available, $80. If you contact Jill and you purchase it through the Market Center, we can put it just on your bill.
It'll be
And
$80 that way. It's $130 if you go on by
if
yourself.
you go online, it's $130.80. Now, do you have to join us at Trash Pandas? Absolutely not. You can, it's a digital forum. It's a really cool, we're going to show you a video of what that digital forum is going to look like here in a second. But come join us if you can, but we do need a number because right now I've blocked with them just a certain number, but we want you all to come if you're all coming and join us if you can. The room for all of you that joined us is not where we did Mega Camp, it's where we had our team meeting. Our first really live back in, it's in that big room, so, really socially distanced. We can have up to 200 people in that room. So, feel safe that you can come and be socially distanced. We're gonna have fun. In the morning, there'll be coffee. There'll be a coffee bar for you. We're gonna start streaming at 10 or 9:30, I'm sorry. The event really starts at 10. Lunch will be provided for you guys. So, and then we'll just continue through the day. You bring your laptop headsets if you want to, because there'll be different breakout sessions at some point in the day. We'll try to say, hey, during this breakout session, go over here or whatever, but you can kind of do that on your own, and then we'll come back together. We were talking about doing something in the evening. We're not going to do that, but hopefully for our awards, that we're going to all be, pushing this COVID mess to the side, and we're going to be able to maybe bring that event in April. So, any questions about family reunion? Zoom or who's all planning on being there? Yeah, y'all, it's going to be so awesome. So,
Somebody had a question.
okay.
If we commented, I'm in on the Facebook post for the discounted ticket, how,
Did you already get an email from them?
no.
Who's
Okay,
speaking?
it's Amanda, David.
Oh, hey, Amanda. I can't see anybody talking.
I'll look it up, but anybody that have already registered should have already gotten an email from them.
Okay, so can you write Amanda down to just
I
make
think
sure?
she might be on my next list. but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because we have other people that are already getting registered. But we also need for you to confirm, because you'll get your own link to log in so you can do it digitally. But if you want to join us for Trash Pandas that day, please RSVP. Jill has some other things fun planned for the other 2 days. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want it to be a surprise?
Well, Monday's watch party is gonna be Mardi Gras style, so we'll have like king cake and stuff like that.
We do that here in the market
That's
center,
here
but
in the
please
market
RSVP,
No
because,
beads.
huh?
Nothing.
Beads, you need some beads?
No beads.
Oh, no beads.
There will be no earning of beads.
Not
Tuesday?
traditional style?
No traditional style. Tuesday's the watch party at Trash Pandas. Wednesday, we're gonna do a pizza lunch here in the market center that's come and go style. We just ask that you respect the fact that people are trying to watch. And Thursday, we'll do a watch party, but it's bring your own lunch. That's Lisa's.
Everybody the best. Everybody just BYOL that day.
But we've got some fun, like activities and things around, like your aha moments and things like that, that'll really make the whole event a little better.
Yeah. So on day 1 though, February 16th, so when I mean really the kickoff Trash Pandas, are going to be breakout with Gary Keller and Jay Papison. All of you will want to do, but really for where you are in your business, I have a great guide for the things, in the breakout sessions that you guys want to do. So if you want more, you're planning on being there, come talk to me or Jill. She'll have a copy of this. You can kind of see. Where you might want to be in the breakouts, but it's going to be lots of fun, and we'd love to see you here in the market center. We will be here every day. As a matter of fact, next week we're doing nothing but family reunion in here. It's all around that. So. Any questions out in Zoom land?
You ready to go to the next family reunion?
Yep. Let's do it.
Hello, Keller Williams. It's Marlise, your KWRA HQ correspondent, here to walk you through some of the hottest new features of the Family Reunion digital platform. This year, the world's largest real estate training event looks a little different, but you can expect cutting-edge vision, innovation, breakouts, and cultures to prepare you to win the real estate market of today and tomorrow. Let's start with the exhibit hall, where you can find the exhibitor you're looking for based on the business problem you're trying to solve. And while you're bouncing around, you can keep up with what's happening on the main stage thanks to the sticky video player that stays on the bottom of your page, even if you leave your virtual room. Just don't leave your physical room. We're also thinking way outside the Zoom box with interactive workshops, breakout sessions, master classes, and my personal favorite, game shows. But the real theme of this year's event is connection, and there are plenty of ways to do it. Connect with Gary and other headliners through emoji reactions in the general session chat. Connect with your fellow attendees and grow your referral network by bouncing around the new topic and role-based chat rooms, and connect with your friends and followers by recording and sharing custom video and photo content in the virtual social studio. All you need is an internet connection and a passion for growing your business. There's so much more that's going to set FR apart from any other real estate conference this year. Insights from the industry's biggest names, a library of video recordings you can access during or after the event, and the final round of the first ever KW Script Off Championship. But it's best if you experience it all for yourself February 15th through 18th by registering for Family Reunion today. See you there.
So very exciting. Does anybody have any questions? And for those of you that said you were in, has all of you got your registration?
I'd like to register, but we've gotten
Have you not received an email?
just the original email that says you're confirmed. That's all you would have gotten at this point. Okay.
Okay.
If you have not, contact me. Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Hello,
Oh,
Keller
I-
Williams.
I didn't do that.
It's Marlise.
I do not. Okay, seriously.
Hello, Keller Williams.
There we go.
Yeah, all right. So this is just talking a little bit more about Family Reunion, what's new this year. Breakdowns, master classes, hands-on command workshops. So you're going to be able to do command inside the platform and spotlight sessions. You can build your own agenda, which is really, really cool. So once you get that, you should be able to go ahead and go in there and it'll print out your day of what, what you want to attend. The script off, agent feud, MREA. All right. So now I'm going to invite Chandra to talk about kind of what's new in command and to share any broker moments, because everybody surely remembers that Chandra is now our managing broker. Everything remains the same. You have, except she is the man, you didn't know that? She is now the managing broker, and, but it's just giving you one more resource. I am here as the same. This is something that I was excited to partner. We make a great team, and she's, oh, well, if you don't have one, you don't have to.
But you can just do the slide. That can be your break.
Okay. Well, if you have not already started using campaigns, Facebook lead gen ads, I highly recommend that you do so because it's a way to get basically cheap leads. On average, when I put together the ad correctly, I'm able to get multiple leads for less than $2 per lead, which is pretty good once you look at the cost of buying leads from other places. So if you have not done so, I'm going to put I'll put a Zoom, not a Zoom, I'm going to put a Loom video out on a quick tutorial, best practices for creating the campaign to get more leads. And then I know Scott Leroy has one out there, and there are probably other places, but before family reunion, I will have one out there for campaigns. So check that out, but that's definitely a great tool.
Are those mostly for buyer leads or listing leads?
So they can be either buyer, seller. When you go set up one, it says, it gives you all the goals that you can use. I would recommend, if your intention is to actually get click-throughs for leads, because there's artificial intelligence built behind each one of those boxes, which gives it a boost on Facebook for you outside of your interest setting. So for most leads, no matter what your goal is, if you're trying to get leads of any kind, select advertise listing or advertise multiple listings or attract buyers. Those are the goals that if you set them, you will get the most clicks because of the artificial intelligence behind them. But you can get both buyer and seller leads from them. It's just a matter of what you're putting in the context of your ad. I'm clicking the right places. Oh, so I put a post up on this. This is pretty neat. I haven't tried it yet, but they added to designs, and right now it's under the new design drop down. They might move it under someplace else at some point, but it's a little magazine. So if anybody is using like Reminder Media, I don't know if anyone's using Reminder Media in here, but like I use Reminder Media. And so I think that it might be a good replacement for that if you're using it, but it's very customizable. You can pick different cover pages, different articles. You can put your own pages and own stuff in there if you like, and then you can send it out digitally to your client base. You might make it as a replacement of a monthly newsletter. And it's also something that if you wanted to get it printed out and mailed, you could do that as well.
So Chandra, you mean we don't have to come up with any content at all? It's just, we can just go fix that?
Yeah, and this is actually something a lot of agents, or at least some agents in our office, had come to me about, because some of you, if you were using the Market Leader, when we had Market Leader and eEdge, and you were using their newsletter, and their newsletter just kind of created the content for you and let you send it. And up until now, there was nothing in command to do that. We would actually have to create our own content in the newsletter that had been in designs, but now there's not just content, but there's options. You can choose the content. And if you've got something original that you want to put in there as far as content, you can do that as well.
We might have a contest coming around that real soon, so y'all get familiar with the magazine.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. If you've ever used the buyer console or the listing console in designs, it's the same general concept. How to do that.
Okay, next up in design.
There you go. So here, they put out a bunch of new designs this month. One for Black History Month that you can post to your Facebook business page. You can obviously do that anytime during the month. You can use the designs they have, add any customization or text to it. The Lunar New Year, which is February 12th, if you want to promote the Lunar New Year, you've got 2 days. You can schedule it today to go and just pick a design, add some customization. For Valentine's Day, the 14th, same thing. So they've got some designs out there. Again, you don't have to wait till those days. Go and schedule them using the campaign scheduling feature, and they'll just go up those days. President's Day, the 15th, they put out designs for that. Mardi Gras, the 16th.
Yeah.
16th, Mardi Gras. So all these things, you can go today and schedule them to post on the dates you give them, but it's just fun stuff to let you have content for your social media page. So new in Command, this commission resubmission. So there was the commissions offers feature in Command. Did anybody use that at a high level?
I did, not at a high level.
Did you like it? Did you like
It
it?
wasn't bad, until the closing date changed, and you already had your closing date in there, you could not go back in and edit. You had to have an admin go in and actually like change it all for you, or mark it, like reject the offer, or reject the commission or something like that. And it was, yeah.
Well, so give this a try, because this is supposed to be better. There are some market centers that use commissions, this offers and commissions feature at a high level, that they have to basically do it for compliance.
Right.
And I am told by the tech trainers in those market centers that this is head over heels better than that. So
Maybe I'll start using it again.
yeah, start using it.
I know Keegan
I'll
always.
be-
Did she? So I have attempted to use it, not at a high level. I thought at the time it was kind of quirky. So I haven't put a lot into it, but I would love to get with you, Sarah, if you're using a high level, to maybe give me some tips and techniques, and maybe Sarah and I can share it with the market center at some point. But
Wait, so we don't use this? Because I've used this since it came out in Florida. This is how we do all of ours.
yeah, and some market centers do, probably your Florida market centers do or did, but our market center, it's not a compliance piece for us. You do not have to use that.
So how do we do our commission then through you guys?
You submit
You
all
just-
of your
yeah. You just submit your documents and I will take care of it.
when you submit it in for review under each stage, that's reviewed, and then when the closing happens, I mean, feel free to use this by all means. It's there for you to have, don't stop. Because you never know when it's coming, but right now, everyone gets paid as long as you have all of your documentation put in Command.
Do you do a green sheet, or I don't have to do anything? I just do.
No green sheets anymore.
Oh, okay.
But don't stop using this. Keep using it. It's good for you.
It's probably better than the one you were using before now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if they put their documents in the opportunities under the documents, or if they just did the commission. How
Well,
did they
this
do it?
is the opportunity.
Well,
And
it
so
doesn't
these
sound
are
like
the
she's familiar.
documents we put in. But some market centers, remember how we used to have that green sheet when
I'm
we were
saying
doing?
ask her if they put it, if she used her documents.
So
So
Wendy, you
Wendy,
can always call me too.
Okay.
hey Wendy, just out of curiosity, your market center that was using opportunities, you still put your documents up in documents, right, for compliance?
Yeah, well, we don't use dot loop at all in
No.
Florida. We only use the command. Everything goes in opportunities, documents, and we go through design, and everything's done through that through command.
Yeah, and that's us too. We don't use that one.
Right.
I have to.
Yeah, we don't have to.
You can use Outlook, you just don't have to.
Yeah. And what this is with submission, this commission resubmission, agents can now submit new commissions with an opportunity without requiring the market center to unblock an opportunity that had a prior commission submission. This increases the speed of transactions by allowing agents to accept and reject other offers and submit new commissions if the initial one is terminated.
All right.
Well, I still like the dot loop, like documents, as far as sending everything to my clients and having them sign. Dot loop is hands down the easiest thing for me to do. Just
And you can actually still do all of that through command and.
Right. And then And then I changed it over and I put I save all my documents in opportunities and documents. And I know I shouldn't. I should do everything in DocuSign and Command, I know, but I actually do two steps.
So-
We're still working
Yeah.
out quirks with DocuSign.
Yeah, so for
Yeah.
e-signing, still use that loop. I mean, use that for
Yeah.
e-signing, but for compliance,
Everything
compliance
is-
doesn't go through that loop. Compliance
Right.
goes through.
All in command.
Right. And that's what I've done for the last year.
Yeah,
Good.
yes, so we've been really pretty much putting all opportunities have to be in command to get paid, all your documents and everything. Yeah.
Right.
So that's not any different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen, when you set up your dot loop through command, the way you told us on our videos, to create the opportunity, basically you're setting it up as a buyer from the beginning because you have a client, or maybe a list of clients. I always do my buyers with the client's name. So once it's set up, it sets up in dot loop as a client's name. When I change the name when they finally go under contract to an address, does that mess anything up with the communication between command and dot loop because of the name change?
That's a really good question. I don't think so, because I don't think the tag that's linking them is the opportunity name.
Okay.
I'll try it.
And then
and
you
see
add
how-
something from the backside, does it update?
Yeah, so if you go directly to that loop
Yeah, you gotta
and do it.
or.
But
I've changed
then
our names
you have
and
to-
our transaction coordinator got called complaining a lot, so
Yeah.
it may not mess it up.
You
as
just
much as
need to
you-
make sure you click that sync
Or
button.
she just had a
You
complaint.
sync
Or she
it.
has a complaint.
Before you change the name, or does it matter?
No, not with the name change. So he's saying the name change doesn't matter, and I don't think that has anything to do
Okay.
with that. But your question that if you went to like, I don't know, dot loop or something directly
Yes.
and added another document or earns or addendum,
Exactly.
as long as when you go back to the opportunity, you click that sync button, then it will pull it in.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. And any other questions about that? Chandra will be here and, that's it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Chandra. All right, so let's move on. So I don't know how many of you have seen my post on Facebook, but the new Think Like a CEO, LJ has her Think Like a CEO shirt on. Is just released.
You have to begin by being rich and wealthy in your mind before you become rich and wealthy in life. The real purpose of financial wealth is for you to be able to finance your personal mission for your life. It's your freedom money.
Great podcast. Who listened to it last year? Y'all make sure to download it and listen. It's got really good stuff. All right.
You have to begin by being rich and wealthy in your mind. You have to be.
I'm just like slamming.
Pretty cool. Okay, real quick, we're gonna go to bucket fills, and want to just kind of talk around the market with buyers.
We stopped
We
sharing.
got like 3 minutes, no, keep going.
I think that was it.
No. We have new awards and rankings for this year, so far, and I'm sure the accolades will still come in, but Keller Williams was named one of the best places to work by Glassdoor. And franchise, top franchise and top executives, the real estate almanac. There you have it.
We are running behind. All right.
Okay, so we're gonna do a couple bucket fills to Carolee.
No, she's just going.
Okay, and then we'll do some drop. All right, so here's bucket fill number 1. Austin Byers' smile brings joy.
Oh.
So awesome. Okay, one more. Trish, you wanna read it? You wanna pick it and read it?
Regina Mitchell smells amazing.
One more, Juliet, you wanna read it? We're gonna.
No, tell me it's Regina Mitchell. Well, I'll have to find-
This one said, Blake Johnson, always willing to do the heavy lifting and reaching for the tall things.
That's true. So just for these little bucket fills, we're gonna be giving like little gift cards, just happy to these people. So thank you guys for participating in that. I wanted to just talk about, you know,
The bucket will always be available by Sarah's desk. So at any time during the month, you can always, anytime during the month, you can come by and write a little nice note about somebody and stick it in the bucket for a potential, you're putting them in for a prize
if
activity.
somebody, if you just see somebody helping somebody or in the community, just, you know, just when you think of it, it doesn't have to be real estate related, just kind of
Obviously, yeah.
drop it in. Robin, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if I remember, this is your first in-person team meeting.
It is.
Would you like to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself? And I think you have some good news to share.
Yeah, so Robin Merrill, I am actually one of those people that actually grew up here and said I wouldn't, and then left and then came back. So who knew? But anyway, so it's a great place to raise kids. So I have 3 daughters, which our life is very dramatic and lots of fights and all that good stuff. So that's kind of what we've got going on at our house. Just closed, I guess it's been a couple of weeks ago. So my first listing, so that was fun. Super busy, so that's me.
Thank you. We're glad that you're here and able to join us today. Okay, so, you know, I tell everyone there's power in numbers, so all of you in Zoom land too. I think if we can be, we need to be sharing listings that you have coming, potential needs. There's power in numbers. We all have buyers, right? Y'all all have buyers. And we're struggling out there, right? We don't have enough inventory. So if you have something that's coming, just share it. Of course, we know it cannot be seen, viewed, or anything like that. Sarah's gonna say something. Let me finish this. So, but like, and then if Emily, you have a buyer and you're looking and you're struggling, put it on there. Hey, do you guys have anything coming in Madison or wherever, zip code, school, you know, just to share. I mean, use the resources that are here so you are kind of ahead of the game, right? And then you can go talk to each other. If it is already incoming soon status, like I said, there's no viewing, but still knowing. But if it's not incoming soon yet, and you know that it's coming, it's a pocket listing, share. It could end up being a win-win for everybody. So with the numbers that we have here, you know, I think that would be a great tool to do.
We've got buyers.
Yeah, we've got buyers, and if you want to put it down, Jennifer got something to say, Sarah's got something to say. We got a few minutes, couple of minutes left before we run over. Then I want the LC to talk.
Pocket listing, it is going through complete remodel right now. It will be available sometime in March.
Okay.
4-bedroom, 2-bath. As of right now, this year, it was zoned for James Clemens. I don't know if that's gonna change or not with the rezoning, but it's James Clemens District, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1850 square feet.
And you know about the price?
It's gonna go, we're gonna start it, I think, at 240.
Oh, yeah, see? If you know anybody right now, you know. Before it comes to Charmaine's like, wait. So So did y'all
Yeah.
hear that? Okay. And with buyers, like, it is so tough. And just real quick, I know we talked about this before, but some of the things that you can do to, you know, help your buyers win, right, in multiple offer situations. One is, I think the most important thing is to pick up the listing, you know, actually contact the listing agent and say, hey, what's important to your sellers? Of course, they can't share a lot, but they can say, hey, they don't need to move so fast, or they got something. It's important to communicate always with the listing agent and tell them they got an offer coming. By calling, texting, communication is so important. What other things in this market, all of you out there too, are y'all seeing that's winning? Because we're all, right, multiple offers. What are some tidbit offer ideas, Jennifer? Or anybody can share. What are you doing to help your buyers ensure that they're gonna win, or help, not ensure, but help that they're gonna win multiple offer situations? What other things are you doing?
Coming to Jesus way before we make an offer.
Love it.
That's true.
I know, what'd you say, Julia?
So that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, amen.
Yeah.
They get to talk.
So pre-approval letters that are submitted with offers and by local lenders.
Local lenders, now I will tell you the letters that came up again, Chandra. You know, because like I was just doing a thing, if it's in writing, like Mr. B, David has always told me, it can be presented. But we do have, you know, fair house, I mean, we have everything in place that I feel like letters are kind of, could be crossing that boundary.
Sellers don't care anymore. They really don't.
Well, so I think it's important if you have that discussion with your seller, Chandra, if you would agree, that, and Tiffany will have us, I mean, I think maybe not doing those, and if they want to write them, but just put in there, you know, tell the seller, you know, you don't want to be swayed either way by this happy family that's gonna be, you know, taking possession of the home instead of a single person. Oh, we want a family to grow up. You know, I mean, I don't know how to explain that other than I really am feeling a little bit that maybe you should just, you know, if the sellers want to see it, but just tell the sellers, I feel like we should just not review any of those and just look at the offers straight up. Do y'all agree?
Yeah.
Chandra?
Yeah, I've even seen listings where the listing agents are putting in there that letting you know in advance.
Yes, that's
the
exactly
seller
what-
will
yeah.
not be reviewing any personal letters.
Sellers will not be reviewing any personal letters. So, Juliet?
I saw one recently, that said no escalation clauses will be considered. I mean, they're really just getting very specific about what they don't want to deal with.
Right.
And so I appreciate that.
I do.
I don't see what the big deal is about escalation clauses. I mean, honestly, they're the easiest thing in the world to
They
read.
are, but they.
You take this offer and you add 500 to it, and there's the offer.
But I'll challenge you on that because I got one with 3 escalation clauses that escalated over each other. One was net, one was not net, one was closing costs, and the seller was like, no, forget all of this.
That I
I'm
understand.
done.
Most of
Well,
them.
but I'm telling you, we're getting offers with several escalation clauses that are just like.
I'm calling the agent now and I'm asking, it hasn't worked yet, but I expect it to. What would it take to just take this off the market? Like if your seller could throw something out in this, what would it be? I want to know what it is.
I did the same thing Christmas Day. I called the agent. I'm like, hey, we want this off the market tonight. We're putting in a way above asking price. Would he consider that? She said yes, and we locked it up.
Nobody's countering me and all these escalation. I'm so surprised that even competing, that nobody's coming
Nobody's
back
countering, that's
and
right.
like saying, well, will you give me this ridiculous amount?
Exactly.
Nobody is doing
No,
that,
they're not.
which is crazy to me.
I think it's because we're just not used to this. So many offers.
My
sellers
Just gotta find more listings.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that problem.
Yeah, did you hear a call? You just find more listings.
Yeah, that's the plan, Kyle. We're gonna do it.
So we are gonna be working on that.
I want to do it lately is what's called, what I call, and I got this from Kelsey Swack from Huntsville. It's called a delta in the appraisal. So if you have clients that, don't really have a lot of cash to go way up over and pay the appraisal, if a lot of people are waiving appraisals, I obviously would never recommend that for my buyers because it's a little crazy. But if they want to waive some of the appraisal, you can write in that the sellers are willing to pay X amount of dollars, that $5,000 difference. And that one, the last two for me, because the seller liked that language.
That is
They
exactly
didn't
how.
have to worry about the appraisal.
I actually
and they
have a
knew there was
picture of one
difference.
that came through that I liked, and it basically was, purchaser will pay up to $10,000 above appraised price not to exceed the contract. sale
And
price.
it's,
So,
it's
meaning if it doesn't appraise, they're gonna pay that $10,000, $15,000 or $20,000, and I think that really helped seal the deal. With this one that had like 10 offers on it, and with one of our agents here, and then I was like, okay, so are you gonna have them show proof of funds? You might wanna do that to make sure that they do have the proof of funds to cover. If it doesn't, because I mean, it's happening more and more. I mean, houses are not appraising, y'all. Because it just hasn't caught up to this market.
So the other thing I find interesting, because I have somebody looking in that like 150 to 170 range, I'm seeing agents way underpriced the houses by, I mean,
And
I
that's
can look
hurtful
at it
too, so.
and know that it's about 20,000 underpriced, and they keep, and I'm like, why would you do that?
I mean, it's because there's a crazy amount of.
But the appraiser looks at that, you know, they look at what's listed at in there, so it's very important
But I
that you're
mean,
pricing it with the market.
As an
not-
agent, who wants to
That's
have to deal with 50 offers? All you need is one good one, you know.
No,
10,
Only one.
That's
Right.
Only
It's
one.
true.
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay, one more thing.
All right,
I appreciate those agents who have done office exclusives. I really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to take a look and have our buyers come by prior to opening it up to this huge market. So thank you guys who are listening and have done that.
so,
Yeah, to make that one time about, we talked about the other night about buyer's agency. Kara saved me this past week on a buyer that I had that I haven't really been working with for a long, well, no, sorry, I've been with them a long time, but they've been off and on. And they had mentioned something and they're trying to find their own house because of the market, just because they want to get something that doesn't go on the market. So I did not have buyer's agency, well, I had a buyer's agency, and it's just old. But make sure that you have your buyer's agency signed, because right now in this market, there's a lot of
Yes.
for sale owning going on Facebook that are not even listing for sale owners. They're working these deals out together because they know they can. My sister has a brother who needs a house. Oh, great, let's meet. If you've been showing them houses, you need to have that buyer's agency agreement. You
Yes.
will not get paid.
and with your buyer agency agreement, make sure you're putting, you know, I was trained to put 0% when I was a brand new agent, and they're not anymore. I mean, if you've been trained that way, you want to make sure that if you've been working, you have your buyer agency agreement, and that percentage is put in there. 3%, if, you know, they were defined because you've been working, spending your time, we all, you know, work for free until you close.
Well, the funny thing was they said, in their method, she sent me a picture of it. They said we have a realtor. So they think they have a realtor, and I'm working for them, you know, I'm working with them. But they were also trying to make a deal with somebody else, mainly because they were trying to not let that house go on the market. I mean, they really wanted to make sure they secured something. So it's not like they're on purpose going out there trying to cut you out. My point is, you have to have an agency agreement with them to protect yourself. And it has to say 3%.
Any questions, or, yeah, put 3% to protect you, especially you have buyer agency, you're working with them, because that does protect you. Tiffany, you were gonna add something a minute ago, I'm sorry.
Just, no, it's fine with the letters. I have seen in my contracts lately and the special provisions, like what you would put in a letter, like this house is a family and they will love your house like you have. And your kids will grow up.
In the
Yeah,
contract.
In the contract. I
Special provisions.
don't know all the ins and outs on that part, but I'm just gonna
Oh,
mention
I
it.
think we need to ask this to be done, right? Interesting, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, very good. Real quick, ALC. Kyle has some classes.
Yep.
check the calendar.
Kyle, just y'all wanna go over y'all wanna go over anything you've got coming? Real quick,
Yeah,
or what's going on?
so the 12th, actually in 2 days, I know that. We're doing a lead generation and scripts class, so that's Friday at 10.
Friday at 10.
Yep, it's gonna be fun.
Friday at 10.
Friday at 10. Y'all come listen, Kyle. He's great. I love watching him work. He's up getting his steps in too, aren't you?
I tried to.
Yeah. Charmaine, Rochelle, anything to add, anything coming up with the committees? LJ, Sarah?
Committees are on the 24th.
Committees are on the 24th.
Yes.
Committees are on the
After team meeting.
24th. You missed the bucket fills. Team meeting, committee meetings are on the 24th.
After team meeting.
Real quick, Kara, can you tell everybody's the committees and how they need to come join you? Because we're a company built by agents for agents and our agents have a voice here.
Yeah.
Would you share that real quick?
Can you say that again? So committee meetings are
24th.
24th. Did we already go over all that?
Yeah.
No, I just said,
Oh, okay.
will you tell what the committees are and?
Yeah, we're kicking off at 10 o'clock with culture and social. Kyle's got tech and education, right? Health and wellness. So Gina, what do you have? Health and wellness. What do you have, Lisa?
Growth and finance.
Yeah, so basically at the first meetings, there'll be Zoom and they'll be in office, so however you want to do it. But at the first meeting, we're just gonna go over what the vision for the committee is. Make you sign away in blood to commit to the year with us. And ask you what your goals are. So each committee, there'll be different goals. Kyle has some really cool stuff planned with his that our market center has not ever seen before on the tech and education committee, so it's gonna be awesome. But plugins, some way, I think they'll be recorded, so even if you can't join us live, plan to make it on your calendar, mark on your calendar to tune into committee meetings on the 24th.
And Friday's lead generation and script, it'd be a condensed version, but it'd be kind of, for the growth and development committee, it'll be a good kind of pre-committee thing of what we would go over basically the whole year. It'd be kind of a crash course version of it. So at least check that out Friday, see if it's something you're interested in. Everyone should be, unless your business is just incredibly successful right now and there's no room for growth. But check out Friday. If it's something you're interested in, then go ahead and sign up for the committee too.
I realize no one reads the emails that I send because clearly no one reads my emails, but there was one sent that was a sign up for the committees. There's a Google form. If you would need me to resend it, I will, just to give us an idea of who's interested in what committees so that your email address is given to the leaders of that committee as well.
Did it have a description on there, Jill, of the committees?
Yes,
I read it and I signed it.
I know,
It is
Jennifer,
a-
thank you.
So y'all look at that.
In advance.
Normally we do a really big like in-person committee fair where we try to recruit you to our committees, but we're not getting to do that with the distance we have to keep. So just, it's important to us that we get everything you want out of your career with Keller Williams and as a realtor. And that includes being involved in your market center and your agents' lives, right? So that's beyond committees, be involved. It's not much involvement and we don't ask why.
Very good. Okay, so we are gonna, any other announcements? We're about to go to door prize. Jen,
Yes,
let's
I
go
got
for
a
it.
house, 35876, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The bonus room's like 30 by 16, 1 full bath, 1 3/4.
Yeah.
A detached garage on 0.8. It's 10 minutes from here. So it'll be 179.
What are the, I'm sorry, I forgot I have an appointment here. Sarah, you gotta join me real quick. How many people do we have?
28,
1 to 28. So,
29.
so number nine,
Kara Cunningham.
Kara. Woo! You can either pick from a Starbucks gift card. Kim's waiter, you wanna run up here and do it, has donated this, and I got my MAPS coaching box yesterday at home, and I do have a bold planner. So if you do not have a bold planner, I meant to bring it this morning, I forgot one, so I'm gonna share the
We
one
know
I
that's
got.
what Kara wants.
What would you like for your prize?
Starbucks, please.
All right,
And maybe Kim.
next up, number 3,
3 is Angela Kenmore.
Angela, what would you like?
The Starbucks.
Okay. Next up is number 2,
Patricia Cruz.
Tricia, what would you like? We have the game, Starbucks gift card, and my bold.
I'll take the planner.
All right, Patricia wants the planner. I'll bring that to you tomorrow. Number 18,
Is the Fraser team.
Michelle,
I feel like the same
Just
people
what
do
do you
it
want?
every month.
Everyone in here has one.
the game or the Starbucks gift card?
Because my husband plays a lot.
Oh, good. Thank you, Kim, for donating the game. The Fraser family has it. All right, last Starbucks gift card number 1. Kyle, first one.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, thanks you guys. Sarah and I, we gotta run.
Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions about family reunion or committees, just email me. I have an answer.
Sorry, no.
Well, an additional referral.
Take this out, but she gets 25%.
She gets 25%. And,
If you get a text, maybe.
That was, I think that was my biggest, there's no gonna be anything left.
Sorry about that.
Probably have those. I get a company that plays those for me, I'm a client. I could close it in the survey. It was a bad morning. Perfect. I will do that. I will do that. I think so.
I just don't.
Thank you very much.
I really need to find.
I'm sorry, Jill. I was-
Thank you.